Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Brandon. I am designer/gamer. And today we are going to be talking about 15 differences between Hokko Life and Animal Crossing. First of all, let me say I am a huge Animal Crossing fan. I love that series. I'm going to continue playing it. I have many playlists on my channel for several different Animal Crossing games, so be sure to check those out. But also, I am thrilled that we are seeing new games that are similar to Animal Crossing in the life sim genre that include animal villagers, that have a whole town that we can build and design and decorate. I love world building in games, and I'm so thrilled that there are new games coming out in this genre and that they aren't just available on one single console platform, that they will be available on PC, for example. Let's go over the 15 major differences between Animal Crossing and Hokko Life. Be sure to stick around to the end of the episode because number 15 is the biggest thing that separates the two franchises, and it's also the most exciting, so stick around to the end. Also, if you love Animal Crossing and you love Hokko Life, please hit that like button and subscribe and ding that little bell so that you get notifications whenever I post a new Hokko Life video. And on that topic, early access begins June 2nd, so I will be posting new Hokko Life content very soon. Number 1, farming. Now in Animal Crossing, you can grow pumpkins and you can grow flowers and you can grow fruit and you can grow weeds if you want, and bushes and stuff, and that's really cool. And I've always loved that aspect of Animal Crossing, but I've always wanted to grow vegetables. And in Hokko Life, we are going to be able to grow vegetables. I'm not sure which vegetables just yet. We will find out more details as the early access begins, but we do know that we will be able to farm vegetables and very likely we will be able to cook. Number 2, we can decorate any house in the village, inside and out. So we can walk into any one of our animals' houses and change the wallpaper, change the flooring, change the furniture, and we can change the outside, anything we want to do to that house. I can't even imagine what Anka would do to me if I tried to change her house. She would not be happy. And I've always wanted to tweak the villager houses just a little bit in Animal Crossing. You know, change a few things here and there. You can give the animals gifts and they will decorate their house, but here's the thing. I gave all of my animals jack-o'-lanterns around Halloween and they kept them forever. Like, they still have them from last year. Number 3, in Animal Crossing, you are limited to a certain number of villagers on your island, but in Hokko Life, there is no limit to how many villagers that can move into your town. Your only limit is going to be how much space you have in your town. Also, on the topic of villagers, you can freely and easily evict any villager in your town. You can do the same thing in Animal Crossing, but it's just a little bit of more of a process. But in Hokko Life, you walk up to their house, you hit a button, and they're gone. Also, I noticed that my villagers were talking to each other. Now, I've also seen this happen in Animal Crossing New Horizons, but you don't know what they're saying unless you go up to them and join the conversation. But in Hokko Life, I could see the speech bubbles when the animals were talking to each other, and it was really exciting. Also, the villagers, some of them, can be kind of rude, and I actually really like that because it makes them feel more real. Now, Animal Crossing used to have rude villagers in the past, and they've sort of phased that out. Now, the villagers aren't really rude. Sometimes they're a little bit snarky, but they're not really rude. So I really like that Hokko Life has given us some villagers that, you know, they're kind of cranky sometimes, and that's pretty cool. It can change up the gameplay a little bit, make it a little more exciting. Now, I love going into Nook's Cranny and seeing what awesome stuff is available, but there's like, what, 1, 2, 3 things in the back, maybe a special item in the front, a few things on the table, and then of course all the stuff that's in the case. But in Hokko Life, the shop is bigger and there are more categories of items to choose from. Now, there isn't as much content yet in Hokko Life as there is in Animal Crossing, but that can come with time. Number 5, exploration. So in Hokko Life, you won't be just limited to your little town. You will be able to explore other areas, find new resources, possibly meet new NPCs that way. I'm not really sure how that's going to go down, but I do know that the developer said in the developer logs that exploration will be a big part of the game. Number 6, in Hokko Life, you can decorate the town square. You can put benches in and flower buckets and really anything you want. You can put it in town square. In Animal Crossing, you can decorate around the town square, but you can't really decorate right inside next to town hall. Number 7, you can use your mouse to place things, which is actually so cool because it's much easier being able to use a mouse and get around your screen to place items wherever you want than it is trying to use a controller to navigate through the screen. So I really do appreciate that. Number 8, there's a sleep cycle in the game. Now, this is a double-edged sword because I really appreciate how Animal Crossing follows real time and how Halloween in our life is the same as in Animal Crossing, and that's kind of exciting because you feel like you're going into your town on the same day that you're living your life, and that can be really cool. However, it also limits how much you can actually do in that day, and you will only be able to play for so long one day, and then you'll have to wait till the next day to keep playing. Now that can be a good thing because it can limit your time, but also if you just want to keep playing, and let's say you only have like a 6-hour block on Saturdays to play, and you just want to play, in Hokko Life, you can get your chores done, do whatever you want, and then you go to sleep and it's the next day. So you can keep things rolling and you can play for as long as your heart desires. Number 9, crafting. Now in Animal Crossing, there's a lot of crafting to be done, and I have done my fair share of crafting and I've really enjoyed it. I've made some of the coolest stuff, and with the customizing feature, you can just really get into it, and it's really fun in Animal Crossing. In Hokko Life, it's taken one step further. You can craft pretty much anything you want. We'll talk more about crafting later. Number 10. Now this one's a little bit of a bummer. There is no terraforming in Hokko Life. So you can't create waterways, you can't affect the terrain in very many ways. There's not even really a path system yet, but we're really hoping that the developer will add pathways to the game in early access so we can at least create those. Now, you can make whatever you want and decorate your town with those items, but currently there is no way to change the terrain on your map. Number 11, inventory management. In Hokko Life, you are limited to how much inventory you get, just like in any other game of the similar genre. However, currently, and this may change because I have only played the beta so far, but currently you can stack a lot of the same items. I caught 200 butterflies and they were all stacking in the same stack for the same kind of butterfly, and I never really had issues with inventory. There's also no way to store inventory in buildings yet, but I do think that the developer is adding that in the future. Number 12. Animal Crossing is currently only available on the Nintendo Switch. So unless you have a Nintendo Switch, you can't play Animal Crossing. Hokko Life is available on PC. Most people have PCs, not everybody, but most people do, so it might be a little more accessible to people who don't have a Nintendo Switch or another console. They'll be able to use their personal computer to play the game. Now it sounds like the developer has some interest in bringing it to other platforms, but who really knows? Time will tell. Number 13, price. Animal Crossing is $60. You can get it on sale, maybe, sometimes for a little bit less, but it's $60. That's a lot of money. Hokko Life, on the other hand, will be less expensive. Now, I don't know exactly how much, but I do know that previously the game was listed for $20. So I would imagine it would be similar to that price when early access starts. Number 14, you can sleep in any bed, anywhere on your island. So you can go to sleep on the beach if you want, and you wake up on the beach. You can go to sleep in the top of the inn if you want, and that's where you wake up. Or you can sleep in your house or even in one of your villager houses, which is really exciting. You're not limited to just one place to spend the night. And number 15, and this one is the biggest difference between Animal Crossing and Hokko Life. UGC, user-generated content. So here's the thing. UGC, or user-generated content, is huge, and people love making their own things and making them available in the game, and especially making them available to other players. There is a catalog feature in the shop that allows you to upload your own furniture creations. and you can share them with anybody that also plays the game. Let's say you want to make a red bookshelf, a red table, and some red chairs because you just love the color red. Well, you can. And then you can share them to the catalog and other people can download them. So if you don't like making furniture, you don't have to. You can download other people's furniture and fill your town with that. In Animal Crossing, there is some user-generated content. You have the patterns that you can make and you can share with other people, but that is pretty much the limit to the user-generated content in Animal Crossing. So those are the 15 major differences between Hokko Life and Animal Crossing, and I think that if you are an Animal Crossing player, you are going to love Hokko Life. And I, for one, am so excited to get back into the game on June 2nd when it releases to Steam in early access. If you guys enjoyed this video, please hit the like button and also subscribe if you want to see more Hokko Life content. And I will see you guys next time. Bye!